Today, we want to emphasize the significance of ODA in advancing our national interests while supporting the world's poorest. As you know, in FY 2019-20, the FCO utilized ODA to advance its policy objectives. We must ensure that ODA continues to receive greater support from MPs. Indeed, OPA plays a pivotal role in achieving the FCO's top-level policy objectives. By protecting our people, projecting our influence, and promoting our prosperity, ODA helps us address the evolving global challenges of poverty and conflict. The integration of program work with traditional diplomatic efforts allows us to deliver impactful projects that support economic development and welfare in developing countries. It's also crucial to highlight that ODA aligns with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. This commitment is not just about helping the world's poorest, but it also benefits our national interests. As poverty shifts to fragile and conflict-affected states, and a significant portion of the world's poorest resides in middle-income countries, ODA becomes even more critical. By addressing poverty and instability, we foster a more stable and prosperous world for everyone.
We need to communicate the success stories and positive impacts of our ODA-funded activities, emphasizing how they benefit not only the developing countries, but also the UK's global standing and interests. Engaging with MPs and other stakeholders is crucial to foster a shared understanding of how ODA contributes to a safer and more prosperous world. By demonstrating our commitment to defeat poverty, tackle instability, and create prosperity in developing countries, we can garner the necessary support for ODA in the Parliament. Additionally, we should emphasize that ODA is an investment in our collective future. By addressing root causes of poverty and conflict, we can prevent future humanitarian crises and foster sustainable development. MPs can play a vital role in advocating for ODA, as it strengthens global cooperation and reinforces the UK's position as a responsible and influential global partner.
Official development assistance is not just about charity. It's about strategic investment in a better world. It aligns with our national interests, supports global development, and builds a safer, more prosperous future for all. By working together, engaging with MPs and highlighting the benefits of ODA, we can secure the support needed to continue this essential endeavour. Recent data indicates a concerning trend where the total UK bilateral ODA to fragile and conflict-affected states fell by 40% in 2021 from the previous year, resulting in a cut of £740 million. That's quite alarming. The proportion of FCDO bilateral ODA to fragile and conflict-affected states has also declined from 54% in 2020 to 43% in 2021. This trend is troubling, considering that the world's poorest are disproportionately affected by conflict and instability.
Moreover, it's disheartening to see that despite their high vulnerability, residents living below the poverty line in more fragile countries receive less ODA per person than those in non-fragile states. For instance, people living below the poverty line in medium-intensity conflict countries received only 0.304 GBP of bilateral ODA, while those in high institutional and social fragility countries received just 0.68 GBP. In stark contrast, people living below the poverty line in non-fragile states received 3.387 GBP of bilateral ODA per person. These cuts seem to have far-reaching consequences. Not only do they affect the most vulnerable populations, but they also damage the hard-earned relationship with local actors. We must remember that meaningful development requires collaboration and engagement with local communities. The cuts were not consultative or transparent, and this has raised concerns. They are also at odds with our previous commitments that prioritize the Triple N, addressing needs, promoting national interests, and advancing the UN Sustainable Development Goals. To regain the momentum for ODA support, we need to address these challenges and ensure that our development aligns with our commitment to the world's poorest, especially those living in fragile and conflict-affected states.
We need to encourage MPs to recognise the value of ODA in fostering stability, prosperity and security worldwide. By investing in the world's most vulnerable, we create a more sustainable and equitable future for everyone. Let's emphasize that ODA is not just about charity. It's about building resilient societies and addressing the root cause of poverty and conflict. Through strategic investments and collaborations, we can make a lasting impact on the lives of millions. I couldn't agree more. We must stand together and advocate for increased support for ODA, ensuring that it remains a vital tool in our efforts to create a better, safer, and more prosperous world.